question are there. One example is here. Suppose A, B, C, 2 marks each. 2 marks each. So total is 6 marks. This is one question. So one question has A, B, C. This way there will be total 10 questions we will give. So let's start discussion about the questions. First question is find the domain of each function. Now you can see this function is simply a quadratic function. And as you know, for all quadratic function, if it is up opening or down opening, no matter what, suppose the quadratic function is like this or like this, it doesn't matter. Always the domain is all real number. For any quadratic function, domain is all real number, because whatever you want you can put here for x, and your value, your inputs are defined. Any value you want you can put, any real number you can put here. Okay, decimal value, integer value, whatever you want you can put here. That's why all real number is the solution for the quadratic function, any quadratic function. Actually, for linear functions also it works, because if you consider, like, suppose y equal to twice x plus, let's say y equals to twice x plus 3, what is the domain of this function? Domain of this function is also all real number. Or just only if you cut this 3, still domain of this function is all real number. Okay, because there is no square root here, or there is no denominator here. If there is any square root, then we have the problem. For this square root function, what will be the domain? Suppose for this square root function, what will be the domain? You will notice that the solution, this whatever we have within our square root, the rule is that thing has to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, this thing has to be greater than or equal to 0. So let's consider where this function is 0. So let's consider where this function is equals to 0, x square minus 9 equals to 0. Where you will notice that x square equals to 9, then x equals to, when it goes to the other side, it becomes plus minus square root of 9. So ultimately what we have is plus minus 3. That means this function is 0 at x equals to 3 and at x equals to minus 3. So our condition is whatever we have within the square root, that thing has to be greater than or equal to 0. So equal to 0 is at 3 and minus 3. You will notice that if you put here more than 3 anything, suppose 4, 5, 6, anything you want, or 3.1, 3.2, more than 3 anything you put here, then it will be defined. You will get some answer. Also, if you put anything less than minus 3, that also will work. Suppose if you put minus 4 here, then minus 4 whole square means again plus 4 whole square. Minus 4 whole square means plus 4 whole square, because minus minus plus, that's why. Or minus 5 also works. If you put here minus 5, you will get some answer in the calculator. Which means that any value after plus 3, and any value before minus 3 is correct for this function. That's why from plus 3 to infinity, and from minus 3 to minus infinity is the domain of this function. And if you want to see what is the graph of this function, then you will actually notice that from plus 3 and minus 3, our graph will act like this. There will be two graphs from the plus 3 and minus 3. Okay, one graph will go forever from the plus 3 to the positive x direction, and another graph will go forever to the negative x direction. Okay, so this is the graph, but you do not have to draw and do other things for finding it. Just you can consider, okay, where my value of this function is valid. Okay, so you can say, sir, what is wrong with plus 2? You can try putting here plus 2. Plus 2 whole square means 4. 4 minus 9 equals to minus 5. Minus 5 is not defined. Same goes with minus 2. You can try also for different value. You will see that they do not work. Okay, So from plus 3 to plus infinity it works, from minus 3 to minus infinity it works. X value, for these are the X value, okay, these are the X value. Domain means actually what are the X value you can put for the given function. So next one, this one is our denominator has to be uh, something not 0, something which is not equals to 0. That means twice x minus 5 cannot be equals to 0. It should not be equals to 0. What is wrong if it is 0? Because if it is 0, then the function is undefined. Numerator is no problem. Numerator can be 0. No problem, because 0 divided by something equals to 0. So we have what we have here. We have 5 divided by, so 5 is here, then divided by 2, 5 divided by 2. That means x cannot be equals to 5 divided by 2. That's why we write all real number except 5 divided by 2, which means that you can put any number you want, but you cannot put 5 divided by 2. What is wrong? If we put 5 divided by 2, then our function becomes undefined. Our function becomes this thing becomes 0. That's why, okay, this thing becomes 0. So this is how we find out the domain from given functions. And yep, now you can just practice similar kind of problems. Like, let's say if it is x square minus 16, what will happen? If it is x square minus 25, or x square minus 36, 47, 64, 81, this kind of number. And if we give some number which you need calculator, suppose if we give a number like 4 into 8, suppose x square minus 8 if we give, then you need a calculator. Or if you are careful, then actually some root number will start coming, defined root number will start coming for that. But yeah, you can try, suppose x square, instead of 9 if we give some other number, then what will happen? This way you can practice. Instead of this 2, instead of this 5, if we give some other number, then what will happen? How you will get the solution? You should know this kind of thing. Let's go to the next question. This is 2-number question. For this relation a to f, which 3 are the functions? So there are 6 functions given, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which 2 are the function? And you will notice that first one is not a function, because if you draw a vertical line, it fails the vertical line test. At 2 points it intersects, so it is not a function. B number is fine, vertical line test works, so it is a function. C number is also a function, because you can see every input is associated with only one output. Okay, suppose F number is not a function, because 0 is associated with 2 and 3. That's why it is not a function. Okay, and this one, D number is also a function, because all of the x values are different, distinct. Okay, they are different. F number is not a function, because you see there is a problem here. This is 2, 4, then this is 2, 9. So one time we are saying for 2 answer is 4, another time we are saying for 2 answer is 9. So this cannot be a function, because we are saying two different things for a single number. Domain, to be a function, our every input must have only one output. They should have one output. They cannot have 2 different or 3 different outputs. Only each input should have only one output. Okay, so this is the condition for our. That's why this one is not a function. This one is not a function, and this one is not a function. Okay, so this is how, and our B, C, and D number are functions here. Since it is a revision slide, so we will go a bit quick, but of course we can discuss them in detail if you need during the class. Okay, so here this question is find out the x-intercept, y-intercept, and symmetry. And you can see that x-intercept is this one, y-intercept is this and this. Notice that important thing, some people may think 1, 2, 3. 3 is the x-intercept, but we have written 1.5, because you see this is not actually 3, because from here to here it is 2. So that means 1 is not here, 1 is here in the middle. So this is 1, then it is 2. This is 1, then this is 2. and this will be 1.5. 1.5. So my point is you should look at the scaling. Okay, scaling will be different for different maths, so we have to be very careful about the scaling. So we have the x-intercept and y-intercepts here, and symmetry, we have actually all symmetry here, x symmetry, y symmetry, and origin symmetry, since it is a circle, and center is at 0. Center is at 0. So this side, corner same, left side, right side same, up and down same, about the x-axis, up and down same, about the y-axis, left, right same, and about the origin, our corner same, which means that it has all symmetry, which means that if up and down same, it means x symmetry. If left right same, it means y symmetry. If corner same, it means origin symmetry. Similarly, you can look at this question and you will see that x-intercept is this one, -1, +1 and 2, y-intercept is at -2, and there is no symmetry here because the graph is not symmetric about any x-axis, y-axis, or origin, none of them. That's why we do not have any symmetry here. So this question is domain. Find from this given figure, find out the domain, range, maximum, minimum, increasing, decreasing. So as you can see that in the negative and positive direction, it is going forever. So the domain has to be all real number, because in the left side, in the right side, it is going forever. That's why. Now range is, you see the maximum value of this function is here on this line. This is the maximum value, and the minimum value is going for the negative infinity. So this is +3, 1, 2, 3. This is +3. So range has to be, y has to be less than or equal to 3, less than or equal to 3. So the range is less than or equal to 3. What are the local maximum and or minimum? You can see that this is a maximum and this is a maximum. This two is maximum, this one and this one. Local, of course, as you can see, and this is at, this value is at -3, 1, 2, 3, at -3, and this value is at +4, this is +4, so this value is at +4, and minimum is this one, this is a minimum, so this is 0, this is at 0, so they are the local maximum and minimum. Now from where to where this graph is increasing and decreasing, you will notice that if you come from left to right, our graph increases from here up until this point. That's why we are saying from -infinity to -3, graph is increasing. Then again, graph is increasing from here to here, which is from 0 to +4. From 0 to +4, the graph is increasing, and the graph is decreasing from this -3 to 0. From -3 to 0, the graph is decreasing, and from 4 to +4 to +infinity, the graph is decreasing. Okay, if you come left to right, if you should come from left to right. Another technique, those who are confused, another technique is if you can identify one side of the graph, suppose this is a point, so this is the right side of the point, this side is increasing or decreasing? Ask yourself that question. If you notice that this side is decreasing, then the other side must be increasing. Okay, so that this side is increasing. If you think that, okay, this is my point, this side is increasing, then this side must be decreasing. Okay, that is why we are actually looking for the different answers. Of course, if you have a point, one side is increasing, then another side must be decreasing. This is a rule. This is a basic rule. Okay, so yeah, this is how we get the increasing and decreasing part. Let's go to the next one. For the coordinate plane to the right, some picture is given, some graph is given. You have to find out the equation of this line. Okay, so from this line, how do we find out the equation? First of all, look at this line. What is the y-intercept here? What is the y-intercept here? What is the y-intercept here? Y-intercept is +3. 1, 2, 3. Y-intercept is +3. That's why we have to write it here, +3. And what is the slope? Our formula is y equal to mx plus b. Mx plus b or mx plus c. Our formula is this. So c value is 3 and m value means rise over run. Rise over run. So you go this direction 2 unit, then you come this direction 1 unit. So rise is 1, run is 2. Rise is 1, run is 2. That's why 1 divided by 2. And why it is minus? Because it is decreasing. It is down slope. Slope is you can say it. You go this direction and then you have to go down. Down means negative. Down means negative. Suppose if you go here and if you have to go, let's say up, then it will be positive. This one will be then positive. Okay, that's why we get this negative sign. Also, by looking at the line, also you can see that the graph is decreasing from left to right. If you look, then you will notice that that also works. So our line will be, slope will be negative. There are two ways to understand it. Okay, one is by just looking at the graph, see it is decreasing. You have to look from left to right. Another one is just look at the value. You will notice that this is actually decreasing, because when you go to the right it's fine, but then you have to go down. Downside means negative. Now you can say, sorry, what happens if I go to the another direction? So you see what happens. You have to go to the left side. You have to go to the left side. Left side 2. Left side means negative. So negative 2. And then go up 1. So it is plus 1. So but you see now your 2 is negative. So ultimately this value will be negative 1 by 2 ultimately. Okay, here it is minus 1. This is 2. So 2 is positive and 1 is negative. So ultimately it is minus 1 by 2. And if you go in the opposite direction, that also works. The same way. So ultimately, this is our equation of line. Once again, how we get it? First of all, you will go to the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 3. So you get one part already found without any hard work. Then this is minus 1 by 2. How it comes? From that point, you try to find out the slope. Slope means rise over run. This is the run. This is the rise. So rise is minus 1. Run is 2. How do we know? See, 2 box, 1 box, 2 box. This is 1 box. And why it is minus? Because it is downside. You have to go downside. That's why. Okay, that's why. This is how we know. If you go downside, that means minus. If you go left side, that means minus. If you go up, that means plus. If you go right side, that means plus. Plus means this side and this side, it means plus. It means plus. And if you go this side and this side, that means minus, minus. If you are more interested about, this is the rule. And so this is, and so this question is, write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line shown. That means perpendicular to this line, which is this line, and passes through the point minus 3, 2. Give your answer to the slope-intercept form. So this is the slope-intercept form. So you see, first of all, we have to take the slope from this point. Slope is minus 1 by 2, but it's said that perpendicular. Perpendicular means this minus 1 by 2 will flip and negative sign will become positive. So the slope will be 2 by 1. Okay, 2 by 1. Divided by 1 we do not have to write. So 2 by 1. Okay, let's write here. And then we need to now find it out, the answer. Okay, let me show you the formula. Y minus y1. y1 means this 2. Y minus y1 equals to m. M means this 2. M into x minus x1. X minus x1. x1 means what? x1 means this, plus 3. So actually it is given minus 3. So we have another minus. So minus minus 3. So minus minus plus, it becomes plus 3. Then if we do the calculation, what happens? 2 into x means twice x, 2 into 3, then plus 2 means 8. So this is how we get. I mean, if you just simply do one line, then you will get this answer. Formula is y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. x1 and y1 means this point. This 2 value comes from here. This 2 value, they come from here. And this comes from the slope of this value. This is minus 1 by 2. Since it is perpendicular, so it has to be negative reciprocal. Negative reciprocal means now it will become 2. Negative value will become positive if it is perpendicular. If it is parallel, then the slope is same. Now, next question is find the x and y intercept from the part B. So x intercept, to find out the y intercept, you put here 0. Then y-intercept is 8. To find out the x-intercept, if you put y equal to 0, then 8 goes to the other side, which becomes minus 8. Minus 8 divided by 2 means minus 4. So this is how we get the both of the answer. Rule is to find out the x-intercept, put y equal to 0 and do calculation. To get the y-intercept, put x equals to 0 and do some calculation. Okay, that's the rule. Here a graph is given. From this graph we have to find out the equation of this parabola. So how can we find out the equation of this parabola? Our rule is fx equals to a into x minus h whole square plus k. This is the rule, x minus h whole square plus k, fx equals to. This is the vertex form of the equation of parabola or quadratic function. Vertex form, quadratic function, vertex form. This is the rule. So what is the vertex here? This is the vertex, right? Vertex is 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, this is the vertex 1, 2. So look at this. Already this is given in the question that modulus of a, that means a value equal to 1. So we have written here 1. Then x minus h. See, this value is h and this value is k, because these two h comma k, these are the vertex. So h comma k is the vertex value. So 1 and 2 comes from here. This minus, there is a minus already in our main formula, main rule. So we have a minus here. We put it here. Then 1 comes from this h. So this is that 1. And then k equals to 2. This 2 is coming from there. And why we have a minus? Because as you can see that this is a down opening parabola. So down opening parabola means there is a minus. Okay, this minus. If the parabola is up opening, then it will be plus. Then it will be plus. Okay, it will be plus. Now convert your answer for part A to standard form. This is a vertex form, so we have to convert it to standard form. That means this is c. This is x minus 1 whole square. So we can actually make a square plus twice ab plus b square formula. We can break it down. Just simply we can break it down. We can simplify it to this form. So a minus b whole square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. This is a or you can do x minus 1 into x minus 1. That will also give you the answer. Then if we multiply minus with everything and do one line calculation, this is plus 2, this is minus 1, so ultimately plus 1. This is minus and there is a minus outside, so minus minus plus, and the minus, and there is a plus here, minus plus minus minus. So we have this. So this is the standard form, ax square plus bx plus c. This is the standard form. C number question answer is written here. C number question, find out the x-intercept for the function to at least 2 decimal places. So we have found it up to 3 decimal places. How can it see x-intercept is this one and this one, but they are not exactly there. They are just right in the middle. So we have to find it out. And you will notice that you cannot actually do any middle term factoring here. And if you cannot do any middle term factoring to find out the x-intercepts, our rule is we have to use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by twice a formula. And a means minus 1. This is a. This is b. B means 2. C means 1. You just put it there and then do calculation. Your answer will be this and this. So you have to use the quadratic formula. You have to use the quadratic formula when you cannot do middle term factoring. Okay. And in our exam paper also, we will give you the formula right above the question paper. So if you do not memorize the formula, then it's okay. But it's always good to memorize that formula, because quadratic formula is always, remember, very important for our lesson. Yeah, in this slide also you will see we have to use the quadratic formula. So this is the math, middle term factoring kind of math. You will notice that this is 3x squared. This is 3x squared plus 10x. So actually if you write it, you can actually write this 3x squared plus 10x minus 8 equals to 0. Then you can try to do middle term factoring. Actually for a number, as you can see, answer is written here, middle term factoring is actually possible. And this is possible. This is actually 3 into 8. 3 into 8 equals to 24. 24 we can divide into 12 and 2. 12 minus 2 equals to 10. So we can actually do the middle term factoring here. And for b number, no matter how many times you try, actually there is no solution for b number, because if you do the formula here and if you try to factor it here, you will notice that b square minus 4ac comes negative for this question. And you can try to do it. We will practice this kind of math during the class also. You can try to do it. You'll see that, or you can try now also. B square minus 4ac, this part if you try to do, it will come negative. So b square minus 4ac, this is called discriminant. Discriminant negative means there is no solution for this question, or there are no real solution. Actually we should say all solutions are imaginary. Okay, there is no real solution because this b square minus 4ac becomes negative. That's why. And we cannot directly, you cannot say, sir, so what is the value of a here? Is it 3? Is it 1? Or what is the value of a here? First we have to break it down. First we have to use the a plus b whole square formula. Then we will get the abc value. For c number, this is, if you try same thing, b square minus 4ac here, you will see that b square minus 4ac is positive. That means we have some answer. But unfortunately, here also we cannot do middle term factoring. Middle term factoring is not possible directly. That means there is no integer solution. So you have to use that formula again. Which formula? That quadratic formula, x equals to minus b. As I said, this formula is used in many places. Minus b plus minus a square root of b square minus 4ac divided by twice that formula. And so we have, if you just put the value of abc here, you will get these two answers automatically. This answer and this answer. A value means minus 1, B value means 3, C value means minus 3. Pretty much this kind of math actually, yeah, we practiced in our quadratic inequality chapter, quadratic functions chapter. In 2 chapters we practiced. This question is, suppose these values are given in your actual exam. This line will not be given most probably. Let me remove the line. So let me remove the line. For my solution, don't shut it down. Oh my god. So I have lost the slides. This is funny. This is funny. Okay. 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 Yeah. So this one, yeah, I just wanted to remove this line from here. So suppose this line is not given, then what? So this kind of question will be given to you. You have to find out a model for this given data. So for model, as you know, you have to choose best 2 points from your assumption, from your estimation. So in this case, we have chosen these 2 points. One is 2, 60. So 2, 60. Why we have chosen this? Because if we choose these 2 points, it looks like 4.5, this one. It looks like they goes through the almost middle of the all the value. They goes to the middle of all the value. If you try to imagine some line, if you choose this point and this point, actually it looks like all of them goes through that point. So we have to first choose 2 points. These 2 points are chosen. Then from this 2 point, we have to find out some equation of straight line. And equation of a straight line, this is again the same method that we used for our that is straight line up in some other questions. Same method. First of all, we have to find out the y-intercept, but since y-intercept finding is difficult here, so we can just directly use the formula y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x. And m, we can find out the m from here. Since 2 points are given, so y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 means m. So we can find it out, and then we can put x1 and y1. We will get this answer. Second question, B number question is, explain the meaning of the models of y-intercept. That means, what does this y-intercept means here? Our y-intercept comes actually 44% in this case, 44%, which means that which means that here also you can see y-intercept is 44% in this, from this part. So we get the y-intercept 44%. If the student study for, it means that, see, this is 0. It means that if a student study for 0 hours, so she will get 44% marks. Still she gets, which is kind of encouraging, you know. If nobody study at all, that means 0 hours, still she will or he will get 44% marks in the exam. Oh my god, that's really something, right? Suppose you do not study anything at all, 0 hours, still you get 40% marks. I mean, what type of question paper is that? Eh? Or let's see it in the positive side, brighter side. What a good student he or she is, because without even studying, she gets 44% marks, which is close to 50%. Okay. Anyway, if a student, so this line is also given. If a student study, how many hours? If a student study 0 hours, total marks is 44%. We can see it from exact marks. You may not see from here, but you will see it from your obtained equation. Okay. Now the next question is, if someone study for 5.5 hours, what will be her score? So that means x equals to 5.5 hours. Now you have to put x equals to 5.5 hours, then you will get the answer 88%. Put x equals to 5.5 hours and do some calculation, just very simple calculation, plus minus. Then this is 88% will come here. Next question, yeah, this question very recently we discussed, from our last quiz question. So we have taken two questions from our last quiz, or last quiz topic, we can say it that way also. At what time t ball will strike the ground? That means we have to put 0 here and find out t value, and the future time we need, that's why 6 seconds is the solution. What time t will, so will means future, so one time it is 0, another time it is 6, so 6 seconds will be the answer, because it is asking when next time it will, one time or it was already 0, then another time it will be at 6 seconds, so that is the answer. Above 128 feet means we have to put vertical height 128 and solve for t. We get two value, one is 2 and one is 4. Then we can actually say that between this 2 and 4 seconds, the ball is above 128 feet, and the graph is somewhat like this. Suppose you are here. Suppose you are here and you are throwing a ball here, and then 128 feet is somewhat let's say here. This time is actually 2 seconds, and this time is actually 4 seconds. Suppose 4 seconds. So between this 2 and 4 seconds, the ball is above 128 feet. This is 128 feet line. So physically this question means this. Okay. At time t equals to 2.5 seconds, find the height of the ball. So that means t equals to 2.5. We have to put it here. Then we will get the solution. 2.5 whole squared into 16 minus 96 into 2.5, 140. Yeah, that's correct. So so this is how we get the solution. If we put, suppose if it is 3.5 or whatever the value, that is the value of t, we just put it here and get the solution of that. Okay. So next question is this one. This one is also taken from our linear application, and actually this is the topic from our quiz 4 also. The depreciation. Okay, this is the depreciation. So depreciation means the decrease. And depreciation means the decrease. Decrease means minus. And how much is decrease? 40,000 per year. Per year. Year means x. And how do you know year means x? Because in the question it is said. It will be said in the question always. Okay. So after 3 years, what will be the value? Since x is the number of years, you put 3 here and you will get the solution. Okay. And this 28, suppose for a number, if you are thinking from where this 28,000 came, this 28,000 is the starting value, because y-intercept is always the starting value. Okay, y-intercept is always the starting value. So 16,000 comes from where? If you put 3 for x, then you get 16,000, And when will the car's value will be 8,000? 8,000 means now we have to write car's value this side. In this side we have to write 8,000 here, and we have to find out x equals to what, and our x equals to comes actually 5 years. Okay, x equals to come actually 5 years. This is not necessary, just I am saying what does this question will mean if we try to draw the graph. Actually, if we try to draw the graph, then 28,000 means somewhere up here the calculation will start here, and every year the value will decrease. It will be straight line. The every year the value will be decrease, and at some point it will come to 0. And which year it will come to 0? It will come to 0 at 7 years. When year equal to 7, then the value will be 0. So this is 28,000. This is 28,000. So this 28,000 over the 7 years, this is y and this is value. Over the 7 years, it will become 0. If you're just interested to look at the picture of this graph, okay, and it will make sense actually. This is y-intercept, and this y-intercept is 28,000, and then other value just follows. Okay, if you are thinking about how to connect it with our formula y equal to mx plus c or mx plus b. B is the y-intercept, so y-intercept is 28,000. So you see the value also matching here and here. Okay, so this is how it matches. And yeah, that's the end of. So you all have been very excellent and super throughout the semester. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful break after these exams, and do everything that you wanted to do during this semester, and you waited for time, and do that and have fun, and then we'll see after the break, after this huge break. Okay, best of luck for the exam, and best of luck in general for the future. Thank you all. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye bye. Bye, everyone.